I used all 12 notes yet. into the backing track. Can you imagine that? Huh. A backing track that I made with my own two hands and a computer. Is gonna just end when it's ready to. Little tuning check. Just put new strings on this bad boy this week. Usually, of all my guitars, of course, I refer to this as the old number one. And man, despite my obnoxious whammy overuse, it is the tuning champion. But, you know, you put new strings, it takes a minute to get that rock solid, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of wondering if people are getting their Black Friday gear in. Well, now it's probably been in for a while. Now's the part where you're like, did I really need to get this? I was very, I didn't buy a whole lot as far as Black Friday gear. This has been a big gear purchase. Just the year, I've really come out well. The stuff I bought outright, I really got good deals on. And I traded some stuff that needed to go. And really came out well. I think if me at the beginning of January 2024 saw what I was working with at the beginning of January 2025, I'd be very pleased. I've kind of gone the opposite way of the crowd though, man. It's like the more modeling stuff gets prevalent, it's like I'm just not intentionally. It's not like I decided, I'm gonna fight the good two-man fight. It's just, you know, you can't tell what bug you're gonna get bit by. And I'm usually I'm not tied to the precious as far as vintage ideas and that kind of thing. But man, the amps I've come out with with this year. Pretty cool stuff. And then, even I definitely had some guitars go in trades that I've had for a while, but they weren't necessarily getting used. Or not used often. Good guitars. But wasn't getting a whole lot of playtime. And man, I can't tell you how many times I've almost bought like a little Tone X1. I mean, they're down to like $150 now. And really, as an entry into that whole ecosystem, what you really get that's awesome. And every time I'd be about to pull the trigger on one, I'd think about, I'll have to come home, hook it to my computer, figure out a new interface, and, go through a million amp profiles to get one that I like, or I've got a couple of my own amps I would definitely like to profile. But I get the feeling that's not something that, like, when you first do it, it's probably going to take a little while to get good at it. That's the feeling I get anyway. And then, like me, I'm like, why? When I can plug in one of my amps and do everything I want with a guitar knob and volume knob and a little bit of the pedals I've become staples for me, Almost bought that Boss pedal that's a copy of the Rack unit when it went down to $250. And then I was like, what am I gonna do with that thing? I really did want it because it sounds just really good. And I pulled up the manual online and started reading through it, and I was like, not the choice for me. And when you've got different choices already, it's like, how many do you need? If you've got choices gear wise that you're already not using, like, I'm sure a good amp profiling system would would be really good for this, like a direct option for streaming and making videos and stuff. But is it better than the Bogner Ecstasy Tube preamp from Synergy? I've only recently started using it for doing videos and streaming and stuff. I've got my trusty Ethos clean preamp I've had since I really I was a very early adopter of that unit. And running it as a something for my pedals. And it can go direct with the speaker sim out. So that's two options I have right there of going direct for computer stuff. And then I've got my trusty Yamaha DG Stomp, the Allen Holdsworth pedal. The cleans aren't that great. But if you want the liquid lead tone, which, you know, that's what I'm about. It's pretty awesome. It's got every effect in it, and it may be old tech, but you know, I'm not using that. And it's not because it doesn't sound good, it's just so, you know, that's already several options that it's like, dude, you're going to buy a whole new ecosystem that has its own software, and you have to figure out input trim and all that. Hey, what's up, Knuckle Dragon? Thanks for stopping in, man. I'm running my mouth about gear. Probably trying to talk myself out of buying stuff. What you up to, man? Hank Hill has the same vape as me. I wish I could say I'm an endorser, a vape sponsor. I've definitely used it enough. People get on to me for vaping. And, you know, I quit smoking a long time ago. I'm like, but that was because it made me where I couldn't. My cardio sucked. I coughed. And vaping doesn't do that to me. And I was like, look, me and nicotine have never had a problem. Always been good with nicotine. We've always had a kinship. And actually, my brother's the one that turned me on to vaping. And he's like Mr. Fitness bodybuilder guy, so. But I was just talking about like how many times I've almost bought a one of those little Tone X1 pedals to kind of get into the amp profiling thing, and I'm just like, man, I've got all these options to do what I would do with that, and some of them I'm not even using. So am I gonna take my non-tech dinosaur self and then try to, you know, to learn that whole thing? And yeah, Hank, man, I don't know if the studies will ever come out that I appreciate the tone compliment. This, what you're hearing is the Synergy. If you're familiar with that, it's the system where you can switch in the different tube preamp modules, and that's the Bogner Ecstasy module just on the blue channel. So it's tube and it's going direct through a IR. Hey, what's up, Zach? Yeah, I decided to pop in. And the Synergy stuff is really cool, man, once you get it. Because, like, the modules themselves, like I said, they're all tube. And they're like $300-400. You know, $400 new. You can find them for around $3 used. And this got 2 channels, so. Man, Zach, I definitely recommend it, because it's really good to have. You can use it in so many different ways, and if you're like me, you're gonna yeah, exactly, you're gonna 1 week want, oh, I've got to have, like when Fryette came out with the new Deliverances, I was like, could that work for the kind of mid overdrive stuff I do? It sounded real woody and just a different sound. I was like, well, if you really wanted to try it, you could just get a Deliverance module, you know, and it's good for wow, man, it's definitely the module sounding good, not me. All the credit to the gear. It's got an effects loop, so I've got a little bit of delay running through it. Yeah, that Randall system was kind of the old OG of the thing. Hey, I'm with you, Knuckle Dragon. I was actually just saying earlier, really, my purchases this year, once everything is coming down to it, and I say purchases, it trades included, because I got pretty lucky as far as deals and trading gear. I didn't need it, but it's all been simple one channel tube amps, and that's what I've come out with. And it's not like I decided, by God, these young kids are using these profilers, I'm gonna go but down. I didn't do that. It's just what I naturally gravitated toward. And man, I'm just having a blast with them, Yeah, they're a little loud, and but you're not gonna I'm the same way. Knob on the guitar is your channel changer. Oh man, I appreciate it. That's you're too kind. Hey, no, you can ask. Man, I love talking about gear. Ask all you want. The delay is the old school Ibanez Echo Machine little plastic bug that they were trying to give away by the time that thing and that model had made its run, and now they're like super unobtainable. I don't have a gate on the mic. I think I may have put a gate on the a little gate on the guitar, because I got a pot, I think, that needs cleaning. I was getting some scratchiness. And really, to as far as streaming now, I'm not like the pinnacle of audio. But for what I do, the just using the SM57 is fairly directional, and I'm sure it gets some bleed through, but it doesn't really have that huge of effect when I've watched back. It's Roadman. What's up, Roadie? I got a yep, that's it, the EM5, and the switch still sucks. It's either always on or always off. Man, I'm doing good. I decided to do an impromptu weekend stream here. Just shooting the breeze about gear, and being the old men that don't want to learn new tricks. Oh, Zach, you're too kind, man. Like I said, it's all when you're playing through a tube thing designed by Bogner, it's on you to mess it up. Knuckle Dragon, I'm mainly a Strat guy, but I do play. I have a Les Paul. I have a old Made in Japan Ibanez 335 type guitar, and you know, I kind of like the guitars for what they are and to use them. I like them to be what they are when they're the right tool for the job, if that makes sense. I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't play this. You know, it's just, I grew up playing a SG, which I still have, but it's semi-retired. I was a little hard on it. That Ibanez, man, you know, it freaking slams. It took me a while to figure out what model it was, because those early 80s Ibanezes, you know, they were kind of crazy with the models and stuff. And I thought it had oh man, having my name anywhere near Jeff Beck, that's, dude, that, you can't give a bigger compliment than that. I'll do a poor Jeff Beck imitation, but no, thank you a lot. That really, that's humbling. But I'll get it real quick since we're talking about it. Oh, you got, is it one of those semi-hollow Ibanez artist models, Knuckle Dragon? Because I've had one that was newer too, and it wasn't one of the more expensive ones. It was a AS-73 I had for a while, and man, it was great. Played like a dream. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna see what's the best way for me to mute real quick. Since we're talking about it, I'm gonna get the old gal out real quick. Let me mute that. All right, so they made this particular model between like 80 and 82. always thought it had the super, is it Super 58s? But I was like, man, the pickups just slam in this thing. Like, if I do mess around with a recording, if I'm doing a power chord song where I do the old metal thing where you pan one guitar left and pan one guitar right, I'll use this with a Les Paul or one of my Super Strats with a humbucker. And I was always like, these Super 58s are supposed to be like PAF-ish. And they're a little on the hot side. Well, come to find out, in this particular model, you know, I had to go deep down the Ibanez rabbit hole, right? I'm on like geosite web pages that have, you know, been out there forever. And it's a model they made for 2 years, and they put a pickup called a V6, which was kind of Ibanez trying to do a DiMarzio Super Distortion. But what's cool about it is, you know, the Super Distortion, great pickup, by the way, it has ceramic magnets. And these are basically Ibanez copy of the Super Distortion, but they put Alnicos in them. And most of the pickups I like end up having usually like Alnico 5s. Just not that I'm trying to tell the difference or anything. It's just kind of one of those things that happens. Yeah, and I didn't do that. You know, this guitar's been, the bridge, this guitar's been kicking around since, 40 years, the early 80s. And, so at some point, somebody put that bridge on there. It's funny, I don't ever use the fine tuners. But you know, it's a fine bridge. It's got a lot of mass to it, so you know, that's probably not a bad thing as far as tone. But yeah, you know, I liked, well, I say liked, I still like John Scofield, you know. And he's always done the MIJ Ibanez hollow thing. So when I got a chance to get this, and you know, they're not as well kept secrets as they used to be, but they are still not that expensive compared to your Gibsons and whatnot. And quality wise, I would put it up against anything. And do the old trick. Do the old trick where you have your net volume way down. No pedal needed. You just switch pickups and bam. But yeah, it's, even though I'm definitely a Strat man, a great guitar is a great guitar, and this to me is a great guitar. Yeah, man, and the 80s, they were really making them very high quality. And even now, like when I talk to somebody that's, you know, hey, I used to play and, you know, I want to get a Les Paul, I'm like, okay, you know, that's, you can do that. I've got one. But if I were to go buy one right now, I would seriously look at your Bernies, your Grecos, your Edwards, you know. Then I have to throw my EJ in, turn on the tube driver. Poor EJ imitation. That's one pedal that got it only because of my hero worship of EJ. I've been using it ever since. Let's see what kind of backing track I got queued up here. That one's got a little heat. You put the EJ humbucker in the Ibanez. Steve, what's up, man? missed us talking about, man, that backing track was short. You missed us talking about all of our gear bro science, our gear bro science knowledge. Steve, are you in Beijing? Yeah, it's where you can make up anything you want about guitar gear, and I'll accept it, and I'll try it. I'll try to add it to my arsenal of guitar gear bro science knowledge. I'm gonna go back to the Strat. I was just gushing over my Made in Japan Ibanez. Had to show her off a little bit. I'm gonna mute real quick and grab the Strat again. But yeah, any of you guys that okay, so all those videos were from October. Oh no, man, I'm so happy to be able to show it off and you know, talk about it with you. The artist you're using, Knuckle Dragon, is it one of those semi hollows? And you've got the EJ humbucker in it. Any of y'all, if y'all want to watch a cool channel, Steve's got a really cool and hilarious YouTube channel. It's bigger than mine, but we have the strongest accents, he and I, of all the guitar YouTubers. He's got the Scottish accent, and I've got the American redneck special. But yeah, I've been working on something. I take lessons, and it's only like every couple of months, right? And it's I don't know if y'all are familiar with the guitar player. He's kind of a, oh, cool. Yeah, I've seen that Mile Artist. That's a badass guitar. I bet it sounds great with that EJ humbucker in it. But my guitar teacher is Brian Baker, and he was like a jazz prodigy. He can play anything. I mean, very unique player that, like, his harmonic information in his guitar playing is so unique and awesome. But he's like a innovator that definitely breaks away from traditional jazz stuff. And he really wound up being the perfect teacher for me, because it's like, you know, if you think about it like driving a car, I know how to drive the car. I've been playing a billion scales for 30 plus years, right? But instead of teaching you how to drive the car, his lessons are, where do you want to go in the car? What do you want to see? What sights do you expect to see on the journey? So anyway, very non-traditional, but exactly what I need, right? And, you know, if I just take lessons from a jazz teacher, they're going to have me learning a billion standards, you know, which I can do. I don't like them, most of them. They just sound like I'm in the 40s and I'm going to take a gal out to the sock hop or something. And I know that's part of the jazz link. But anyway, I'm rambling. But what he was working with me on is a really cool concept. And, you know, he's like, guitar players we're the Neanderthals of the music world. None of us read music. The instrument is kind of goofy. And where it sits in an ensemble, and, you know, it's not really technically in tune, and, you know, you can go on and on and on, right? When you compare it to a horn, where you're breathing life into each note, guitar is kind of, you know, ham-fisted. But I love guitar. He loves guitar. That's the instruments we play. But so the one thing he says guitar players have over other musicians is yeah, you know, that's kind of what we are, right? We did how we learned and everything. Are we rhythm instruments? Are we drummers are the Neanderthals? You're gonna make me tell all the old drummer jokes. But anyway, he said the one thing guitar players have that other musicians don't have is we've all grown up learning and playing the riff, you know? And you write songs with cool riffs, you know? And that's not a concept other musicians have. It's one thing as guitar players we have. So he said, use that even in improvisation, even in soloing. So like if I'm playing over just a little 2-5-1, right? That's a riff. And then and I was like, huh. So you play a riff, which I can do ad nauseum in any key, and that is your solo motif, starting off your solo as its own competition. Hell yeah, fist bump for the riff for us Neanderthal guitar players. All right. Who's got the best old drummer joke? I'll start off. I am a Alabama redneck, my man. I should be playing but somehow I'm an Alabama redneck that started wanting to play jazz. Who would have thought? So yeah, that really was a powerful thing. And I've only recently been able to really start working it in. But what's cool about it is I start thinking about riffs. You know, I go back to when I was a teenager. Okay? Slayer. Awesome riffs. They have awesome filthy stinkiness in them, right? And then you can apply that to your outside playing, right? Playing stinky Slayer riffs to the end of playing cool outside jazz lines. It's like mind blown. Man, nice to meet you too. So you're an old metal guy too. See, all of us guitar Neanderthals, we all traveled the same path. You know, depending on where we ended up, yeah, it may be different, but we were all teenagers going. We all came from the same realm. I'll tell you something else funny. Y'all remember the thrash band Testament, right? Alex Skolnick's the guitar player. Awesome thrash band. And yeah, Steve, I have because of my obnoxious whammy overuse, I have come up with pretty good system as far as Strat trims go. But I will say this guitar is really my number one. It's the champion of staying in tune. But so you've got Alex Skolnick was a Testament guitar player, right? And I don't know if y'all remember the magazine. Well, you probably do. The magazine, thanks, Knuckle Dragon. It's, I'm copying Jeff Beck, Scott Henderson, and Steve Herring, if you've ever heard him. Steve Herring's probably the one that really got me into whammy, because he does this thing where he does this faux slide playing. Wrong button. And he's doing like Dwayne Allman and Derek Trucks when he whammies. How many drummers does it take to change a light bulb? 5. 4 standing around talking about how Neil Peart would have done it. Love the Rush reference. He would have done it better than all of them. No question in that. My favorite old one is, what do you call a drummer whose girlfriend dumps him? Homeless. Y'all probably all heard it. Or this is a bass player one. Why did the bass player miss his second bass lesson? It's because he was on his way to his first gig and never took another lesson and always had a gig. That's the other thing about guitar players. I can't throw a rock without hitting a guitar player. But finding a good, reliable drummer is like finding a bar of gold. When I retire, man, I'm gonna put the old guy fusion band together. Now, you play bass too? That's awesome. I play bass just for like when I try to record stuff. I have a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, a guitar haver. Yeah, there's a lot of guitar havers that I wouldn't classify as guitar players. That's a good point. Man, Steve Morse, that's another monster. I got when I got a bass to record with. Excuse me. I got this like used $200 Yamaha bass with active pickups in it. It's like a damn Ferrari. I mean, it is so fun to play. And the challenge for me is to play like a bass player and not like a guitar player playing bass. So I really have a lot of fun when I do lay down bass tracks. Yeah, I don't do the hanging guitar thing. all mine are players. There's no, they're all precious to me and they all mean something to me. But they're all tools, you know. And really, having a bunch of guitars, the useful part of it is when recording is where it's not like I'm out playing gigs right now anyway. I'm a working stiff. Hell yeah, get that Motorhead bass going with some little bit of bass distortion. You can't beat that, man. I'll tell you my favorite bass player probably, as far as just all around rock stuff, is the Tool bass player. Man, that Joker, so cool. Well, in general, my favorite rock band now is Tool. And if I don't record something that's kind of funk fusion, it's going to be me trying to rip off a kind of Tool type composition. And there's nobody that can sing like Maynard, so. What's the Tool bass player's name? Is it Justin Chancellor? "2 a.m. Wild Man Steve." Well, just for example, Steve, your main band, the drummer in it, how many bands is he in? I'm just shooting from the hip. Hey, did the gig at least go well? I bet the hardest thing for Steve is not showing off at gigs. Because he's got all the skill to break out the tasty licks. Yep, one of my vices. But yeah, that whole riff thing has really kind of opened up a door for me. You know, you've been playing 30 years, any kind of gain you get is very incremental, and you have to scratch and claw for it. And my thing is always, I'm always having to work on my timing and rhythm. That's really my weakest part of my playing. You vape too, Steve? Oh no. A 1.5. Yeah, I quit smoking like early in my early 20s, and you know, it was just because I want to be able to have some level of fitness without hacking up a lung. Let's see what we got here. A little backing track. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. I agree, Knuckle Dragon. Timing is the most important. Let's try my riff. Too much treble. I am married to the metronome, Chris. Try to get there. This is my little riff based on whole tone, which the whole tone scale I'm really having problems with. Works a little better that way. Yeah, that's what they say, Steve. It's the old adage is when you play outside and you goof up, you double down on it. So when I play the sour note, say I'm playing. That's all diatonic, just pentatonic shit. Oh, I hit a sour note. So when I hit it, double down on it. Hey, Silver Micah, man, I hadn't seen you around in forever. You're exactly right. You're always half a step away from the right one. Or like alright, so if I'm kind of in a aeolian right here, right? That's all diatonic. Getting bored. Shift down in the mixolydian. Now I'm gonna just do a half step bullshit. Just to go outside. If you time it right, it works. Resolve at the right time. That one got a little sour. The book. I am unqualified, sir. I'm taking lessons myself, so. It's good about the yep. You called it silver mica. All diatonic. Trying to break out. Y'all can hear my tube driving. You see, when the backing track, it'll tell you when you've gone too far off the beaten path. It just stops. It's like, dude, you're going too far. Play something that's diatonic, please. Oh, I'm gonna stop. Well, now I'm gonna be a ambient church guitarist. Y'all ready? Guess I better go back to the clean channel for this. Dude, you're speaking my language. 12-minute solos. I don't want to hear myself play for 12 minutes. Why would anybody else want to hear it? Alright, I'm trying out for the praise and worship group. Because I've got a plan. I'm gonna wait till my first time on the praise and worship stage. And I'm gonna play a Slayer riff. I do like the ambient kind of reverby stuff. I did listen to a lot of shoegaze too in my younger days. The My Bloody Valentine album Loveless was a huge influence on me. Well, I hate to lose you, but I wouldn't want to go to church either. No, thanks for stopping by, Steve, man, especially after sweating your butt off at a gig. It's great to see you, buddy. I was probably gazing Chuck Taylor's. Go from in my car, I'd be listening to My Bloody Valentine 1 minute and Pantera the next minute. Just a confused young man. Now I'm a confused old man. Silver Micah, what are you working on as far as the old jazz repertoire? All right, that's enough of that. Craving wine. Now we need to play some stinky stuff. Oh, cool. Are you, is the group you're playing with kind of doing a jazzy thing or like covers or? You want me to play some more of my audition for church? That's awesome, man. I'm kind of in between where, like, if I had to sit with a band and with a bunch of charts and play standards, probably wouldn't be good. But I wouldn't mind doing some original old guy fusion. Now I'm just messing around. You like the sound of that, Knuckle Dragon? I'd have some Tool influence thrown in there too. No doubt. Because if you think about it, especially the later Tool, you know, their song structure is so untraditional. They're like compositions. So that could really lend itself well to doing a progressive jazz type thing. You did. I Man, Silver Micah, he's got me pegged. I actually love Diminished. A little of it goes a long way, though. I like the, alright, I'm gonna put my fake John Scofield, fake Leslie sound on. Bad imitation. I'll tell you, since I failed my church audition, I'm gonna go to the One Stop Shop ambient pedal. All right, here you go. Robin Trower. Okay, I got you. Oh, you know what? I don't have my vibe hooked up, but I'll do it anyway. Blast from the past. Hey man, if my Strat can get another man lusting for Stratiness, then that is a ultimate compliment I probably don't deserve. I always say the Strat, I did not choose to be a Strat player. The Strat chose me. You know, like I said earlier, I grew up playing at SG, and the first time my dad was a guitar player, whole family played really. But the first time a Strat showed up, my dad had gotten bit by the Stevie Ray. He had the album, the one with The Skies Crying on it. So he went out and bought a Mexican Strat that he still has. It's got everybody, me, all my brothers, we've all had it at one point. And he's got like some Lawlers or something in it now. Has replaced everything. It's a great guitar. It's just a Sunburst Mexi Strat. But when he got it, he got it, and I had just bought the first Scott Henderson album I ever had. And I was really just kind of getting into jazz. Of course, Scott Henderson blew me away. And he was doing the Sir Strat thing like he has for years and years. So I started playing that Strat, trying to do fusion stuff. And it was my main guitar for a couple years. And then I had a little love affair with the Telecaster after that. But I came back to Strats as my main guitar. You know, I've already broke out the semi-hollow made in Japan Ibanez. That's such a... Yeah, he did. He sure did. I think he might still, I'm not sure, teach at GIT. Could you imagine being a 19-year-old? Dude, my dad had Elegant Gypsy and several other Al Di Meola albums on vinyl. And he was, that is earlier on in my guitar career, I was a big time alternate picker. And it was my dad's influence from him being influenced by Di Meola, and also, I don't know if y'all know Jan Ackerman, the Focus guitar player, and they were kind of a prog band, but Jan Ackerman is a general bad MF on guitar, and Focus was a really cool band, but he would alternate pick the strings off the dang thing. Well, you know, all that metal wouldn't be what it is without Al Di Meola. Because, you know, you think about him just shredding those minor scales, man. And metal was heavily influenced by that stuff. But yeah, Di Meola and Jan Ackerman. So I was a huge alternate picker. And I played metal, so it came in handy. And I ended up ditching the pick because I kind of came to a point, this is well over a decade ago, where, you know, I was trying to do the jazz thing, right? Trying to get better at jazz. And invented heavy metal in around 1910. What about Wagner? He's pretty metal. But yeah, I ditched the pick because, like, every time I'd start soloing and be trying to play improvisation, straight improvisation, not pre-canned stuff, when I'd start alternate picking, I'd fall into the same crap as I'd been playing since I was 14. And I got really tired of it. So I ditched it. Silver Micah, is interesting that you mentioned that. Because this week, I'm not a guy who's ever really listened to classical music, but my guitar teacher is encouraged me to do so, and I was really diving deep into some atonal composers because they really they are really closer to kind of the outside improvisation that I'm attracted to, right? So I was listening to oh, cool. I've never written a song. I've probably written songs that definitely had atonality in them, not with any intention to do so, but I was listening to Arnold Schoenberg this week for the first time. That was my first exposure to him, and I actually dug it. Like I said, I'm never been a guy who cared for classical. But I emailed my guitar teacher. I was like, what do you think of Schoenberg? He was like, compared to Mahler and Wagner, he's second rate. So I was like, okay. So Webern was Schoenberg's student. And you know, when I think of atonality, kind of like when I was talking about earlier, like a nasty Slayer riff. Like what is the is that off Seasons of the Abyss? I mean, that is nasty in the best way. And I was always attracted to those riffs with the sour notes on them, right? Tube Driver, Too Hairy. I shouldn't even be playing this with the setup I got. How's it go? It's been so long. Sour. There's definitely beauty in atonality if you've got the right. If you like it, you like it. So come on, jump in the fire. I can't even remember how that one goes. Let's see. I can't remember it. I damn sure can't play it with my fingers without a pick. Living and dying, laughing and crying. Well, you know, the probably my exposure to atonality was through jazz, listening to outside jazz licks. And oh, I'm gonna get copyright struck for playing Metallica with my fingers on a Strat. But that, you know, that'd almost be worth it. I got copyright struck. What were you doing? I was playing Kill 'Em All, finger style, on my Strat. You know, Kirk Hammett seemed like a nice guy, but damn it, he killed the wah wah pedal, guys. Kirk Hammett is responsible for the systematic elimination of wah wah pedals in the world. And I think I did think we should make note of that and not let that get out of our mind when Kirk Hammett's showing off his 59 burst he bought that. Don't get me started. But he killed the Wawa. Yep, ruined. Ruined. I have a crybaby that I got for either Christmas or a birthday. And, hey, what's up, Chuck B? Yeah, it can definitely be a way to disguise poor guitar playing. And yeah, Silver Micah, yeah, like the wah in Bad Horsey is epic and it's well used. Or think of the wah wah on the same album on a Tender Surrender where he uses it tastefully. That's a new and exciting idea. Well, if you're using it in the way Steve Vai does, hey, zero problems with that. Here's where Kirk Hammett and the Wah have really caused me great strife in my life, because you have the guy that's playing the solo, and I always use we're playing at the VFW, right? So I'm playing my blues solo at the VFW. I don't know any other scales, right? Which you could play pentatonic and play a ripping solo, but I'm doing my and this guy's got no other options but to do this in his solo. And then he's going to take it. Now I got to take it to level 1000. I'm going to turn on the wah and play the same shit. Now, that I don't like. And I think Kirk Hammett's responsible for it. And I'm blaming him anyway. I may not have the best proof in the world. I may not be able to document it and prove it in a court of law. But that's what I'm sticking with. Hey. But do you have a small Stonehenge? You know what? You know how awesome it is to have a chat with guys that all get that like I can't tell that at the table at work and anybody know what the hell I'm talking about. But to have a bunch of guys in chat. You know, Chuck B, you're exactly right. And I'm a self-admitted whammy obnoxious overuser, but I don't use it for silly tricks. You know, all that. Yeah, I mean, I really got the whammy thing, you know, to try to be more vocal like a horn player, but well, yeah, all those jazz guys were probably, you know, playing rock back in the day too, right? You know, if you have a Strat set up where it doesn't go out of tune with you know, we're talking about half step bends, you know, it's not it wasn't ever something like I learned like, oh, I'm gonna start doing this. You know, I could hear in my head and it I started doing some of the stuff I really liked that my influences were doing. And, you know, it wasn't anything I worked on. It was trying to play what I was hearing they were doing, right? Mimicking a slide. Or doing the Scott Henderson kind of super duper outside Jeff Beck thing. You know, it's if you're hearing it, it's not like a super difficult skill wise, I think. Yeah, Steve Vai can definitely do some amazing stuff. Well, I mean, he all the way around, he's just amazing. But he doesn't do your average 80s hair metal guy whammy tricks. He uses the whammy in a way that that's original, you know. And then you get, for me anyway, I got where I do it without even realizing I'm doing it. And some guys hate it. Some guys are like, dude, let go of the whammy. You're driving me crazy. And you know, if you're not really dependent on it, if you play a more Gibson type guitar, you know, it's just like, hey, you're not. Yeah, that's it. What Knuckle Dragon's saying, it's doing what you're hearing in your head. And you know, Vai, I'm not sure. You know, he's definitely a Floyd Rose guy, so that may be a big difference, you know. I definitely can't do all that stuff. And not that I want to. copyright struck for a obscure 70s prog song. So yeah, you came up playing No Whammy, and I was a hardtail guy for the longest, man. Said you should get a Gibson. You're like, what's that? Yeah, that was Hocus Pocus. Yeah. My dad had all that stuff, man. Gentle Giant, all of the Emerson, Lake and Palmer, all the King Crimson, Al Di Meola, Brand X, all the Matna Vishnu. Yeah, that's a tough. Oh wow, you got to see him live, huh? Yeah, the Focus guitar player Jan Ackerman, he's got quite the catalog. My dad's a huge fan of him. He does have some more kind of jazz fusionish stuff he's done later on. Oh man, yeah, Chuck. Jake E. Lee's the man. And you're exactly right. He didn't need all that. His style was so unique and had such a swagger to it. That white Charvel with the hardtail, that's iconic. And yeah, of course, I liked Randy Rhoads, and there's cool stuff Zakk Wylde did, but Jake was special. Special guitar. It is a special guitar player. Oh, Tommy Bolin, man. Yeah, I'm all over some Tommy Bolin. Was it the Billy Cobham? Am I thinking of the right album? Yeah, Stratus. Killer tone. Tommy Bolin. Gone way too soon. What a talented dude. He had a really cool sound too. I actually did a little research on his sound. If I remember correctly, he was playing like through something. I'm wanting to say it was like high watts or something along those lines, and he used a fuzz, some kind of tone bender or something like that, and it played basically he played a bright amp with the treble turned all the way down with some cool fuzz going on. And there's some controversy about that Billy Cobham album he played on, because some people say some of the parts Bolin played was Jan Hammer playing samples of his guitar on keyboard. I'm like, what? What's the thing in front of my guitar? Talking about my vape? Sorry. I'm being a bad streamer. Is that what it was? I didn't even have myself pulled up. Was that what you were talking about? My evidence of my vices? Guys, I hate to say it, but my computer is about to run out of batteries, and I'm not set up to be able to stream and charge at the same time. But I am just elated at the awesome conversations, and everybody has been just awesome tonight. Just really good stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap it up in a little bit, but y'all can take credit. This is the best stream I've ever had. Not because of anything I did, but because of all of y'all talking about cool stuff. Cool stuff, funny stuff. Isn't that how it is when you start drinking? You start wanting to pull out those old vices. Man, yeah, Knuckle Dragon, I'd love to have you back, buddy. And you know, I'm not a guitar teacher, and I'm not qualified to be, and I'm not any kind of authority on guitar. But if I can ever help anybody figure out anything on guitar, don't hesitate to hit me up. I've never tried that, Silver Micah. I'm still kind of playing around with how I'm gonna. There's a couple of people I want to interview. I'm messing around with StreamYard. But thank everybody for the awesome conversations. And you know, like I said, I can't go to work, and I live and breathe this guitar stuff. You know, I'm obsessed with it, for better or for worse. I can't go to work and talk about it. I can't, you know, I've got close friends that they understand that's part of what I do, but they're not guitar guys. And to be able to come here with people like me and tell jokes and stuff, that you're not exactly a lightweight on the old Periscope, huh? That's one of them I never got on. Well, thanks, Knuckle Dragon, man. You definitely, all the credit goes to y'all, and you're definitely right in there, man. A bunch of Neanderthal guitar players that are secretly metalheads, or maybe not so secretly, all start playing metal and still can't stop being our 14-year-old selves. It's not so bad. It's not a hobby that you're not going to get any trouble sitting at the house playing guitar. Now, playing at a bar at 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm hanging out with y'all, so I'll go ahead and wrap it up there. And I can't thank all y'all enough, and hope to see you again. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if I can collaborate with you on anything, figuring out guitar or gear or stuff like that. I may not know the answer, but I'll rabbit hole with the best of them to find the answer, and we can all help each other get better. That's the cool part about it, man. That's really what the fellowship, and yeah, Silver Micah, definitely hit up a stream, and and I'll be there, man. But the fellowship, and then the power of joining together to help each other continue to enjoy this instrument we love so much. That's a very powerful thing. It is to me, and I don't care if it's 5 of us or 5,000 of us. If I get to do what we did tonight, man, I'm elated. So, hey, it's about a guitar vacation, and y'all have given me an awesome guitar vacation this evening, and I wish you the best as you enjoy your guitar vacations until we meet again. So, thank you very much again, fellas, and we'll talk to you soon. Holler at you later.